Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Thank you for joining us tonight. Remind you all over social media. Well, we were all over social media, but our Instagram page and our TikTok page has been removed. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we're all still on Facebook, and a lot of people are showing a lot of love on Facebook. So check us out on Facebook. And if you rather watch us, go on our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please subscribe and comment. Now, today is National Mutt Day. And as someone who has a mutt, which I love, shout out to all the mutt lovers out there, mutt owners out there. And this is actually our second to last show before our holiday break. And so we'll be taking some time off for the holidays. So join us tonight and again next Monday. Now, we're breaking down all the top topics everyone's talking about. We're discussing President Joe Biden's pardoning of his son Hunter, Trump's controversial cabinet nominees, and find out what country has banned social media for children under 16. Then later, Tito Jackson provides more details around his recent health scare, and then Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club radio host have returned from vacation, and they are sharing their thoughts on Drake's controversial new legal actions. All that and much more. But first, how's my family doing? Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving? How was that?
It was actually fun. I had fun with my family. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Eventful.
What about you, Lanier?
Quiet. You know, my dad just came home after being in the hospital for a month. So
yeah, I can imagine.
To get back to normal.
Yeah, I get that. I actually went to Miss Parker's house, as I usually do, and she throws down. I did bring the ham, and I was telling everyone how I made the ham and how I curated and all that. And Miss Parker said, no, he bought it from Honey Baked Ham. So, but it was good. All right, well, our question of the day is, are y'all still eating Thanksgiving leftovers? Lanier?
I feel like I'm going to be judged, but I don't care. I still got greens. Absolutely. I mean, everything else is just about going, except for the macaroni salad.
Yeah.
So there's like a couple of things that are lingering.
Okay. What's the cutoff for you? When it's gone?
What's today, Monday?
Yeah.
When my stomach start bubbling.
What about you, Chige? You still eating them?
So when my family dinner, I didn't take any leftovers at all on purpose.
Yeah.
Linnea brought me a nice little care package over during the weekend. And just before we went on air, I just finished the last of it. So I'm officially done with Thanksgiving food.
What about you, Brittany?
Like, I'm with Lenny. It depends on what. Like, my macaroni, I'll probably throw it out. Like, I feel like the dairy part of it kind of makes me a little worried. And I feel like for Lania talking about the stomach bubbling, I feel like mine be just the worst. I don't even want to risk it. Like, I'm going to just throw that out. But I definitely, my son pulled out the yams today. It was like, can I eat it? I said, absolutely. Until you see like green stuff on the foil or something, eat my yams. I spent all that money on it. Yeah, and the ham and whatever else you can find. It don't smell bad. Smell it, see if it's good, and dig in. There you go.
Well, I'm like Chicky. I only had one to-go plate from Miss Parker's house, and I ate that Friday, the next day after the gym, and so it's all gone for me too. So I think that's the Miss Parker. If you ever go to her house, she's throwing food at you. Take it. She don't want it all at her house, And but yeah, I was reading some of the responses on social medias. Lamar said tonight will be the last, and then it goes in the freezer. Jessica said, I hate wasting food, but yesterday was the last day. Adrian said, she first said she was done. She said, wait, I still have some rolls. Gerald said, nope, ended that on Saturday. Will said, by now, the only things that should be eaten are rolls and cookies and cake and pie if you kept that refrigerated. Sally said, yes, I put mine in the refrigerator till Christmas. And then other people had comments. But let us know on, if you're on Blue Sky, let us know as well. And at X, the Stephen Knight Show, let us know, are you still eating your Thanksgiving leftovers? All right. So President Joe Biden has granted a pardon to his son, Hunter Biden, who was convicted earlier this year of felony gun charges in Delaware and entering a guilty plea for tax evasion in California. He said, I believe in this justice system, but but as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process, and it led to a miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision this weekend, there was no sense in delaying it further. The president said in a statement issued Sunday night, I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. Now, this decision comes just weeks ahead of Hunter Biden's scheduled sentencing hearing for the gun and tax offenses set for December 12th and 16th, respectively. Previously, Biden had stated that he would refrain from using his presidential authority to pardon his son or alter his sentence following the convictions. So, of course, the Republicans are in outrage because he said this might tarnish his legacy. There are a few Democrats who are saying the same thing. I'll start with you, Linnea. Did he make the right decision here?
He absolutely made the right decision. Go ahead, Joe. And matter of fact, hey Joe, how about you add Marilyn Mosby to that pardon list so she can get on up out of there and go live her life? Because we all know why what went down with her was because of that man that's coming back in office because she went after.
Yep.
That's the only reason. Because how you gonna lock somebody up for spending their own money?
Right.
Period. But good for him, because didn't that man pardon his
Derek Kushner's dad?
His son-in-law's father and just made him ambassador to something? Didn't he do that?
France. Yeah.
That's, you know what? That's the hypocrisy that we talk about. And I'm not surprised that the Republicans. I'm disappointed in the Democrats that's complaining. I hope Joe release everybody. How about that? How about that? Pardon everybody, Joe, before you get up out of there.
Yeah. And Chike, people are saying that they understand that's his son, and that they understand him pardoning him. Some people are saying this, but they said the fact that he repeatedly said over and over again he was not going to pardon him, and now it's like he lied in American people's face. What are your thoughts?
So I'm sure I don't know what was in President Joe Biden's head, but I'm going to assume that he probably thought that we were going to clinch this election, and he wouldn't have to worry about any of that. His son was going to serve his time with dignity. But him leaving office with these people in power leaves his son to the wolves. And that man has already gone on record, and he has a vendetta. His son will be vulnerable and exposed. If it was my child, listen, I'm perfectly flawed, okay? I'm a human being. I don't play by them same rules. The Democrat Party tried to be the upstanding party of the country. They wanted to show America what having dignity and respect and walking the right line is. I'm not that person. We can do tit for tat. I can get very petty Crocker on you. And listen, we'd be fighting toe for toe. I didn't think it was going to go down this way. I'd have did a hat move and made Kamala president. I'd have resigned. When I put you in there, get my son out, and whoever else you think deserves it.
Yeah.
Issa Rae say that one night at the award show, all black people win.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Brittany, Trump, he went on Truth Social and he said, does the pardon given by Joe to Hunter include the J6 hostages? Of course, he's referring to the people of January 6th insurrection. He said, who have been in prison for years. Such an abuse and miscarriage of justice. Your thoughts?
I don't know about that part. But I mean, as a mother myself or a child, like, I do feel like if my mom is president and I go to jail for a speeding ticket, I'll be like, lady, come get me. Like, I just feel like, yeah, that's what you do for your people. I mean, to expect him not to, I think is absurd. I mean, I feel like he is still human at this point. Like, these people are still very much human. While in holding high position of power, people can't backtrack. I mean, Trump backtrack and do what he want to do and front reverse and do U-turns and all that kind of stuff. So I do agree with GK. He probably thought the election was gonna go one way. It didn't. So now he backtracking and gonna get his son before Trump come in and give him the death penalty for lying on an application, even though he got a whole felony. And I mean, like, and appointing all these other people into offices and stuff, and they're not even qualified. But I just feel like it just don't even make sense. So he can get his son and whoever else he wants to out. It's his prerogative.
Right.
So, and we at that.
And
You know how when you leave in a place, Steven, right? You know how you get ready to leave and somebody might instruct you, get all your shit, get all of it. That son is his shit. He's getting ready to leave. He's gathering all of his shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like when you do a roll call at the end, you be like, Biden, everybody Biden, come on. All Bidens, meet me at the car. That's what
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I've been watching the news today, and it's like these people are in such up in arms. It's like just a double standard. Y'all know if it was Trump, he would have been part of those people.
But you know what? I don't think it's so much the double standard. I think that they get outraged when they get outsmarted. When they make a move that they cannot stand, and it builds a taste in their mouth, and they just can't take it because it's something that they would do.
Mm-hmm. That's like the same thing when he stepped down and Kamala took over. That was outrage. That was outrage. You know, but they do everything under the sun. Anything under the sun. Who you gonna say, Brittany?
They weren't expecting.
I'm just thinking, like, even when Trump passed this whole like deportation of people, is Melania gonna go back to Russia, or is she gonna be pardoned?
Right.
Okay, so
and you know
we can only pass out pardons to who we want to pass out pardons.
And he brought her parents over here, and they didn't follow the regular system to get citizenship.
Of course.
So when everybody get deported in this first 100 days, is she gonna be
right?
So
can't hear you, Linnea.
Musty a part of that?
I hear you now. What'd you say?
Is Musty a part of this whole? Like, he's not a citizen, is he?
Who? Oh no, right? No, he's not. No,
like, Musty's not even a citizen.
No, Elon Musk is not.
Who you talking about? The co-president?
Right. They call him.
Well.
They said the first lady.
The man that owned that man, that Musty.
Yeah, the co-president.
Yeah.
The first gentleman. Because you know, Melania says she's not gonna be back in the White House. She's not coming back.
Yeah, it doesn't.
She knows she getting deported too. She knew that before he was being elected. That's why she didn't go on the campaign trail.
They had a stunt double.
Right. Well, on Saturday, November 30th, Donald Trump shared his selects on Truth Social while speaking on Charles Kushner, who is the father of Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and someone who he pardoned in 2020. During his first presidency, Trump said, "I'm pleased to nominate Charles Kushner of New Jersey to serve as the U.S. ambassador of France to France. He is a tremendous business leader, philanthropist, deal maker, and he'll be strong advocate representing our country and its interests." Trump continued that Charles is the founder and chairman of Kushner Companies, one of the largest, most successful privately held real estate firms in the nation. He was recognized as New Jersey's Entrepreneur of the Year by Ernst & Young, appointed to U.S. Holocaust Memorial Council, and served as commissioner and chairman of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, as well as the boards of our top institutions, including the NYU. Congratulations, Charlie. He's wonderful. Wife, Cheryl, their 4 children, 14 grandchildren. He added that his son, Jared Kushner, worked closely with me in the White House, in particular in the Operation Warp Speed, criminal justice reform, and the Abraham Records. Together, we will strengthen America's partnership with France and our oldest ally and one of the greatest countries. Hours later, he returned to True Social and named Kash Patel as FBI director. Now, this is someone who's a huge Trump supporter, and he has written a book talking about how to save the king, talking about how the government went against Trump, but he was there to help save it. He wrote a kid's book about that. He also he has vowed that he wants to be over the FBI so he can go after Trump's people that were after Trump, that are against Trump, and he has a list of people, including Kamala Harris and others, that he wants to go after. And now he's being named over the FBI director. He also shared his selection for DEA administrator. So I'm pleased to nominate Sheriff Chad Chronister for administration of the Drug Enforcement Agency. For over 32 years, he has served as Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and received countless commitment awards for keeping his community safe. He also selected Lebanese American businessman Masad Bowlers, and who is also his daughter Tiffany Trump's father-in-law. So he's naming these people. Then we already know the guy who was the former Fox co-host on Weekend Fox show, who is putting over the Department military over the military, which is they have over 3 million people. And he's never managed anyone over 10 people. And now these stories are coming out about him, even including a letter that his mom wrote him calling him a womanizer and saying that she was embarrassed by that. I think the New York Times or one of the publications, they posted the story. The mom came out and said that she sent him another letter right after that apologizing. But if your mom's saying this about you, then he has sexual assault allegations against him from a Republican party ceremony where he alleged in 2017 where he allegedly sexually molested a woman. He was fired from several companies for being drunk at work, going on work trips and having to be escorted out by staff because he was too drunk, taking them to the strip clubs. Just these are the people that Trump is picking. And so, as a president-elect, he has the right to pick his own cabinet, but he's picking people that aren't qualified so that they can disrupt the system. Brittany, what are you thinking about some of these picks?
I think they're unqualified. I think this is going to be the most unqualified gangster cabinet we've seen in our entire life. It's going to be a bunch of thugs, felons, and people that are friends of people that came from friends and family members. And I don't know. It's going to be a mess. So I don't know.
And he's not having them do federal background checks. I guess because he's a felon.
He failed. Yeah,
Okay.
clearly it doesn't matter anymore. I guess we're just gonna take that off of everybody's applications.
It needs to be off applications for people.
Nobody should look at it.
People can vote as a felon in most cases, and here we have a felon as our president. Chike, what are your thoughts on these picks?
This is what it looks like when you have a job fair in prison and the doorway to hell.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But here they said that he's building a reality show cast with these picks. What are your thoughts?
Building a pile of shit. That's exactly what he's doing. And in this pile of shit, I don't see Tim. I don't see Byron. I don't see Herschel. I don't see the main the main ones that were shucking and jiving for you out here in these streets that have gotten picked for anything.
Yep.
Not a near one of them. Now I know that there's a black man somewhere in there, but he wasn't out on no campaign trail.
Mm-mm.
You put Herschel over something.
No, not Herschel.
No, it's not Herschel. It's another black
It's
man.
a former NFL player. But
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but guess what he's over?
Huh?
Guess what he's over?
Urban revolution,
black
people.
Good. That's why black people could be over.
Because the first time he picked
Ben Carson,
neurosurgeon, Ben Carson to head up UD.
Yeah,
he's a brain. I just got a headache.
Yep.
I don't want to talk about him. I'm good.
All right, well, switching gears. So a social media ban for children under 16 passed in Australia's Senate on Thursday, November 28th. Will soon become a world's first law after afterwards, social media platforms that violate Australia's law will have to pay millions in fees. Now, the law will make the platforms, including TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, X, and Instagram, liable for fines up to 50 million Australian dollars, which is really 33 million, for systemic failures to prevent children younger than 16 from having accounts. Australia's Senate passed the bill 34-19 per their Associated Press. Now, additionally, the House of Representatives on Wednesday approved the legislation by 102-13. The House has yet to endorse the Senate's opposition amendments, but that is formally that's a formality, since the government has already agreed they will pass it on Friday. Now, the amendment bolsters privacy protections. Platforms will not be allowed to promote users to provide government-issued identity documents. That lists include passports, driver's license. Moreover, they will not be able to request digital identification through a government system. All social media platforms will have 1 year to devise a plan to implement the ban. After that, the government will start enforcing penalties. Do you all think this is a good idea? Chike, do you think this ban for children less than 16 in Australia, do you think it's a good idea?
I mean, anything to protect the children. But what are they going to do to stop the adults from saying that they're younger to be in the same space on social media with children?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then
I don't know. I think that things with guardrails and parameters is healthy when it relates to things like the internet, which is still, in a lot of ways, the wild, wild west. We're still finding out a whole bunch of things. There's still laws that have yet to be thought of because of we haven't ran into those issues yet, like AI. There aren't any laws yet surrounding AI because we haven't run into those problems yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's only until we do, then people want to backtrack and then, okay, we need to do something about this. Should have thought about it before you created this madness.
Yeah. And Linnea, Meta Platforms, that's the owner, obviously, of Facebook and Instagram, they feel like this decision has been rushed. They said there's no, this thing was all passed within a week, and there's no one that can confidently explain how it will work in practice. Of course, they're going to want to defend losing people, but what are your thoughts?
They don't care 2 pennies about children, their mental health, their well-being. They don't care. There's a yin and a yang with this whole internet thing. And like TK said, it's still, you still learn so much more as technology goes. But let's keep in mind that over here in this US of A, we are so far behind other places, technology wise, so far behind. Like not even on the back of the bus behind. We ain't even on the bus.
Right.
When it comes to technology in certain other places and how they've managed to kind of sort of try to wrangle things in and have, because I think that like in, I don't know if it's China, but their children don't see what our children see.
Yeah.
They see the best of things.
And they see a lot of education related stuff.
They see a lot of educational things. So there is ways to really,
algorithm
kind of, wrangle stuff in. Like they don't see nothing that we see over here, over there. Yeah. Everything is about forward motion and learning and growing and evolving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so Meta gonna do what Meta gonna do.
Yeah, it's true. Brittany, what are your thoughts? You think that this ban, you think it will work?
I think it is needed. And I think that I can't understand why Facebook will feel like it's rushed, but I feel like it's rushed because it's needed. Like as a mom, my son is 17, so he could do pretty much whatever he wants. But my daughter is 9; she cannot, and her sister cannot be on social media. I don't do the TikTok. Like she got on. Her father had gave her permission for TikTok for the dances, I had a whole problem with it. Like, if she want to do TikTok dances, she can YouTube it, and even then put it on the TV where we can all hear it. Like, I'm very, very particular about what she sees. As a mom, I have found it very hard to watch little kids be on the internet trying to look cool, have guns, shoot themselves in the head, hurt somebody else, do things that they shouldn't be doing, trying to put things and look like people that they see on social media. So I am very, very particular about my kids being on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, everything, because even as a mother, like, I don't want you filming my house and putting it on the internet and getting me robbed. So I am very I'm not kind of free in that. I'm a private person and I just don't even go for all of it.
Yeah, because some people say, well, the parents should be parenting, but in this day and age, these kids know more about technology than the parents do in many cases. You
Oh
know?
my God, it's so hard to punish kids. They
Yeah.
find ways around punishments, can log in through
Yeah.
school devices, friends got
Mhm.
stuff. They'll be able to have a whole account, not even have the phone and
Right.
go through. It's so crazy. They can get around parental control so easily.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll see what the United States if we take note. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, TD Jakes provides more details about his recent health scare. Then Charlamagne the Guide and the Breakfast Club radio host, they share their thoughts on Drake's controversial new legal actions. Much more after this.